Welcome to the Greatfully You podcast, where you can uncover and unleash the power and greatness that is you. I'm your host, Tausha Simon, and I am so happy you are here. In this podcast, we will explore topics that will revolutionize your world both professionally and personally from the inside out. We'll bring you engaging conversations that discuss career, family life, health, spirituality, and so much more. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And most of all, share with your friends or someone that you think is great. All right, y'all, it's time. It's time to rise to your highest expression. Let's be great and dive right into today's episode. Hello, my new-found Greatfully You family. I would like to welcome you into a space that is deeply personal and expansive and universal. You know, I wanted to take this first episode and really share how Greatfully You came about and talk a little bit about myself so we can get to know one another. So I'm going to just dive on in and kind of tell you a little bit about what Greatfully You stands for. So Greatfully You is an empowerment movement that supports and encourages the embodiment of all that you are. The vision of Greatfully You came about, I would say, years ago at this point. It's taken me so long to come into creation because of fear. And to be great, you have to be able to know thyself, right? You have to be able to lean into those vulnerabilities and to be brave. And it's taken time to be able to really work through my own shit to be able to show up in the way that I know purpose has called me to. And so in a world where we live and see and hear, and honestly, the world just hyper focuses on lack, trauma, and fear, and dis-ease. We're often told who we are by family and friends, by the media, or what we should be. And really, this community, Greatfully You, is designed to celebrate all that you are in your present moment. Not who you wish you were in the future sense, not where you used to be, but where you are now, presently, and celebrating our learnings, our development, honoring our feelings of just not knowing what we're doing in the moment. Sometimes that's okay. Our ability to ask for help when we need it, and to celebrate one another as we succeed. We need one another. We need one another to thrive, to share the light, to continue to hold our light, even in the midst of trials. So ultimately, this space will serve as a guide for you to remember the power that you are, the light that you are. We will revolutionize your world from the inside out to recall who you are. So that's what Greatfully You is about. That, in a nutshell, it's like I said, it's taken months, years, it's to come forward, and I'm happy to be here to share a little bit about who I am. I would say that I am a person who believes wholeheartedly in living holistically. So mind, body, soul, and showing up in authenticity in all aspects of our world. So from a personal perspective, I cherish my family and my friends. They are the heart of my universe. I am so lucky to have my husband for 12 years and my two children. I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. London is the 5-year-old. She is super bright and is so excited about Greatfully You. She has so many ideas, y'all. So we're probably going to hear her on here eventually. And then I have my oldest, PJ. He's 8. I would say he's my gentle giant. He actually introduced me into a new world, the autistic community. It's so vibrant. He is amazing. He thinks differently. He sees differently. He's considered nonverbal, and I really do believe that we teach one another. And so there's aspects of my parenting experience that's going to show up in this podcast, and I'm going to share the journey. It's unfolding, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this out too, and I hope that you hold grace for me. And as I share in vulnerability of like the fears and concerns in my journey. And really, if you are a part of the community, the autistic community, that you perhaps you'd want to join the podcast and have me interview. I love that. And for those who are just curious about what the community looks like, I'm happy to share that too. From a neurodivergent to a neurotypical, we have it all. So yeah, that's my personal family life. I grew up in the Midwest. I went to school at Purdue. I have my undergrad in political science, marketing, and Spanish, and I pursued my master's in business administration from there as well. And so after I left Purdue, I joined corporate America and have been on a journey with telecommunications for about a little over 10 years. And my journey with them has been sales and marketing, and yeah, it's been an array of different things. And so as I began to launch this podcast, it's in the midst of transition. I have left telecommunications due to a return to office. So although I've moved all over the country this time around, I could not move to Dallas. And so we decided to stay in Arizona, where we currently reside, and take a risk. So here I am in the midst of the transition, the abyss, as I call it right now. And so I probably will talk a little bit more about what that has been like, probably for the first couple episodes, because I know that many can relate, because our workforce right now is very turbulent, and we need some hope. We need some faith, and we need some joy in our experiences right now. So I hope to bring forward some support in that way. And so I would say my greatest joy in corporate America right now, if I were to think through all the years I've been there, was really leaning into my authenticity. Like I mentioned, being all that I am in every aspect of my life. So how do I integrate spirituality and my love for people into an environment that can be very rigid and really about the bottom line? And so in corporate America, it was such a significant chapter in my life where I was really just grinding, y'all. Just, I'm sure you hear the stories, or those who are part of the culture, you get it. But there's always been a deeper calling to integrate my corporate know-how with spiritual insights to inspire, coach, and really lead others. So while working in telecom, I would do that. I would just love on people, obviously appropriately, but encourage, and really lean in to support and really see the person, not just what they can do for me or what we need to do for the business, but look at really celebrate even there, right? Celebrate them and really take a moment to lean in to see them, to see their soul. And so that goes into the next portion that I would say is a huge pillar in my life, is in that spirituality. And so I have my roots, my foundation is in Christian teaching, but my soul's quest has, for deeper understanding, has led me to, I guess, outside the traditional confines of the four walls of a church. So really getting away from religion. And so I'm going to say this and y'all are going to be like, what the heck? But like, I've struggled with the concept of Christianity or being called a Christian, because of how judgmental my from what I've observed and what I've experienced in the church. And so I would consider myself a Christ follower. I really study a lot of different faiths, but Jesus is really the core foundation of who my greatest teacher. And so I will share how my journey had to dive deeper, what that has looked like for me. Now realize that you may or may not like that aspect of it, but it's my experience. And I've had a lot of different opening up to what spirituality is. I know that I'm very intuitive. I have a gift, as some people would say, a seer, where I have the ability to see beyond words and to hear God's voice. And some call it psychic, some call it prophetic, but I just am me, and God talks to me, and I'm okay with that, and I welcome it, and I'm excited about it. And I have proof of different things that's shown up in my life that God exists. And I'm excited to share some of those experiences and how I navigate my world with spirituality. Now, I talked about family. I talked about my personal experience and my spiritual and how those intertwine. But I want to really share that I think the key word here is that this is pretty much ambiguous territory for me with the podcast. It feels it's very new. I don't know what I'm doing, and that's okay. And so I'm hoping that you guys, again, will show me grace and will celebrate me as I show up, because I'm choosing to wholeheartedly commit to showing up, to share vulnerably, and really learning alongside you. We'll embrace the highs and the lows and really everything in between. I'm going to commit to bringing in, I would say, talent, my deep, talented friends, my family, those in the community that have a story to share that will help expound upon their greatness and how they're showing up in the world today. So buckle up, whether you're looking for business strategies, personal insights, or simply tales from a mom trying to figure out this crazy world. You, my friend, are in the right place. And welcome to our shared journey. Until next time, be great, be full, and most importantly, be you. Thank you for joining the Greatfully You podcast. To stay connected with the Greatfully You family, like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And even better, invite someone that you love and that you think is great to listen in with you. And if you ever need a reminder of how great you are, make sure to grab some memorabilia from the Greatfully You website at greatfullyu.com. Until next time, friends, be great and take care.